Okay. Hey guys, it's Sean from Goffy's Darwin Fishing Adventures here. If you notice in our thing, it's got Goffy's with an apostrophe after the S at the end. So that means it's a plural. So there's two of us involved in this, and obviously no one's met Phil yet. So here's Phil, my son. Okay, and it's both of us doing this together as a team. Okay, so it's Goffy's, two of us doing our fishing adventure. So we're off tomorrow. We're heading off to Bynoe Harbour. So we were going to go out to Shady Camp for the weekend, but it's a long weekend here in Darwin. So Friday is a public holiday for show day. We were going to head out to Shady Camp, but the water is really, really cold and there's very, very little tidal movement. So the barramundi fishing would be pretty bad. So instead we're going off to Bynoe Harbour. During the day we'll fish Bynoe Harbour. It's a little bit windy during the day between about 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But it should glass out at night time. So we're going to fish the harbour during the day. We're going to head out to the reefs out the front of Bynoe Harbour at night time. Hopefully get some really good reef fish. We probably won't do too well in Bynoe Harbour during the day, but that's just the way it is. We've got my mate Jason, who you have met in the previous video we've just put up, who did all of my pot rivets and everything for me on my boat. He's coming out in his bar crusher, and there may be a third boat as well. We're not sure yet. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is what we're taking with us, because we're doing all different types of fishing tomorrow. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is, and we're looking at budget stuff, guys. So you go to a tackle shop and you buy a box like this. It'll cost you $30, $40, $50. Go to dollar and cents, cost you $12. And you can put all your lures and everything in these boxes. They've got self-clipping lids. They're waterproof. They're good. You know, if you leave them out in the sun, they'll break down eventually, but you know, for $7 or $12, who cares? Go and buy a new one. So this is all about fishing on a budget, all right? So the first box we've got here is my toolbox, all right? So in my toolbox, I have my fish grippers, Jack Norton's, guys. He does really good stuff. They're actually engraved with my name. He does a really good job. And the thing I like about these fish grippers is it's not on the side, it's in the middle here. So they're much easier to use, okay?
That name looks like Gobby and not Goffy.
Yeah, it does look a bit like Gobby, but that's all right. So some essentials you've got to take with you in Darwin, all right? Bushmans, all right? If you're going to go fishing the creeks in Darwin, you need Bushmans. You need something. The mozzies are bad. UHF radio. I don't have one in my boat, a mounted one. I carry a handheld one all the time. Okay, so they're a cheaper option and they work really well. So they're generally line of sight, but they work really good. Battery pack. Okay, always carry a fully charged battery pack, especially when we're doing our stuff. Keep your phones charged. Hook remover, chicken scissors, guys. The most handiest fishing tool you'll ever have, especially when you want to bleed your fish. Just in between the gills, get in behind the gills, cut their gills, and you're good to go. They'll bleed fine. Some good pliers. These once again are Jack Norton pliers. They're good. Always carry a really good filleting knife. This knife is only used for filleting. Okay, we don't do anything else but fillet with this knife. I've got crap knives in the boat to cut bait up and stuff, and that's what we do from there. So moving along, we always carry a box of hooks. Some of them are a bit rusted. I've had this hook box for probably 15, 20 years, but I always carry a box of hooks. I'm trying to move away from bait fishing and move into lure fishing and plastics and stuff like that. All right, so the next box is all my hard body lures. So I've got a couple here which work really well in Darwin. So you've got the big B52 lure. And the other thing I'm trying to get into is surface lures. So we're trying to do some surface lure fishing. Okay, it's really cool. It's good fun. We've got the Barra Classics in all different colors. We've got the blacks and the greens. They work up here. They're a reliable, always good reliable lure in Darwin, the Barra Classics. The thing I've got into lately is the vibes. Okay, so I've got vibes. I've got big vibes, little vibes. So in this packet, I've got a bunch of vibes here. There's small ones, there's big ones. And I've found, funnily enough, trolling vibes works really well. Okay, so not just for flicking and jigging, but they work really well on the troll as well, especially up here. Something I'm going to try tomorrow for this weekend for the first time is these. Okay, so they're a jig head. They've got an octopus thing over top and they've got gang hooks underneath them. You can put bait on them if you wish. Put a whole squid underneath that or a pilly. or you can just drop it down as it is. So we'll move on to our plastics. Now I love plastics. I've got right into plastics. So my primary goal this weekend is to jig with plastics over the reef. Okay. So what do I know? I've got big heavy jig heads. Okay, with big 570 hooks, and I'm going to put them onto these plastics. So I've got these. The Bait Junkie plastics are really good. They're good value for money. Okay, so I've got the green ones here, clear ones here, the bluey ones. Then I've also got these Bait Junkie prawns, massive prawns.
And with these, do we have to put our own hooks through them?
Yeah, we have to put our own hooks, so we have to put our own jigs.
Yep.
And drop them down cast them over the top of the reef and jig them up. And hopefully we can get some good reef fish, some good golden snapper, maybe jewfish, coral trout.
With the size of those, we'll hopefully get some big fish.
That's exactly right. We may throw some frogs tomorrow while we're stuck in the harbour. We won't use them obviously out on the reef, either from, hopefully there's barramundi, maybe a mangrove jack or something like that. We'll see how we go. The next box I bring is my lines. So I've got some extra braid. I've got all my leaders in here, my leader line. And these things I do want to talk about. So they're clips, and I'll show you how I've set them up on the rod when we get there. You can change the lures easily, but then you can also change from a lure to a paternoster rig if you want to bait fish. Okay. So we've got the a jump pack, okay, which we take with us all the time. Right. So not that I really need it for my batteries. I'm pretty happy with the state of the batteries on the boat. I don't have any dramas. However, it's safe and sorry, but it's also really good for charging phones, camera batteries and everything as well. There's a lot of power behind them. They'll charge your phones up. On top of your battery, your normal battery bank that you bring, these work really well. So, and there's a lot of power in them. So I've just bought this today. We've got a 2-burner barbecue burner. I've always used a single one. I got sick and tired of taking a fry pan out with me every day. This comes, every time I go, this comes with a hot plate, so I don't need to take a fry pan. I've got my little kit in the boat with a kettle and a saucepan, so we can still boil water and do other stuff. What did you buy today for food today, Phil?
Bacon, eggs, sausages, some spaghetti.
Yeah, so
everything you need.
So we've got the saucepan and that for spaghetti. We've got the hot plate for the bacon, eggs and sausages. Hopefully we'll be cooking up some reef fish for dinner.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Oh,
It'd be nice.
Barramundi
or some snapper or something.
Now, the absolute saver. These things are available on Temu. It's the brightest headlamp I've ever owned. Okay, they're rechargeable, no batteries, they last for ages. And they last for ages and they're really good. So we'll move from there, crab pots. Okay, so we're going to drop a couple of crab pots tomorrow. I don't think we're going to do very well. The tides there's very, very little tidal movement tomorrow and the water is quite cold. So we'll see how we go with crab pots tomorrow. I'm going to take 2 with us. We've only got 2 of them at the moment. I don't use rope pots at all anymore. I put out 8 rope pots and every single one of them got trashed by a crocodile and I ruined hundreds of dollars in pots. So I only buy these now. They're quite expensive. You can get them in Darwin via Facebook. There's a guy who sells them on Facebook, $75 a pot, and they are much more reliable and they do catch good crabs. And so I think if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the picture of the last monster crab I caught. That's through those pots. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to our rods and what we're going to take with us. We are sleeping on the boat. Hopefully we bag out on the first night and we can come home.
It is dry season, so if you go out, make sure you pack warm clothes because it gets freezing out there.
We're getting down to about 16 degrees in Darwin overnight, but for us it's very, very cold. And it can get down to about 12 degrees once you move away. So pack the 2 bait casters. Okay, so this is, the reels are the same. They're Shimano bait casters. They're really good bait casters. Okay, they're good value for money. They're not overly expensive. They're about $250 a pop. And not, when it comes to bait casters, not overly expensive. This is an Abu Garcia rod. Once again, fishing on a budget, guys. This rod is about just over $100. So it's not a hugely expensive rod. And then when you're talking budget, this rod is $60. It's a Shimano, okay, which is anything Shimano. All my stuff is pretty well Shimano anyway. Anything is Shimano is reliable. $60 rod, perfect for flicking lures, perfect for trolling. So you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on bait casting gear to catch barramundi and mangrove jack and fish like that. Okay, so work within your budget. If you've got it, get it. If you don't, go shopping and buy some decent. You can still buy decent gear that's pretty cheap. Right? So for when we're out on the reefs, so this is a combo that I bought from Craig's warehouse, fishing warehouse in Darwin. Okay, it's a really good combo. It costs $220, and if you watch Craig's Fishing Warehouse every Sunday, he does combo specials. You have to get in there when it starts and buy the combo specials, and he does a really good job. He looks after Darwin fishers. He's really cool, and that is a really good value reef fishing general purpose rod. Okay, it's really good for jigging. You can use it for trolling. It's a really good value rod. It's loaded up with 40-pound braid. I've got 50-pound leader on it. The other thing I want to talk about is those clips again, as we discussed earlier. You see how I've got this clip set up? That's how it looks on the end. I set all my rods up with these clips on them. You put the lure through here and it won't come back up because of this bar here. And if you want to, make up a paternoster rig with a loop and you can jock your paternoster rig onto that. A few other rods. Bought this from Fishing Shop in Darwin. This is a great little rod. It's perfect for jigging. It's short, it's light, powerful, and you can get any size fish on that you want. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a long leader on this one. That allows me, if I can't get to my cast net, if I get a decent sized reef fish or whatever, I can pull it up by hand. And this is purely for jigging and bait fishing on the reefs. So that's a really good rod. Next one I want to talk about, and this is my old deal. This is an ugly stick, and I bought this in the United States from one of the Navy Exchange stores in the US. It cost me about $50. I've had it for about 10 years. It looks pretty rough, but I just love them because you can then use them for bait fishing as well and run the bait runner as well. Loaded up with 40-pound braid, and it's got a 60-pound leader on it. That's it. We're set up for tomorrow. I'm gonna go pick Phil up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Come here, we'll load the boat up and then we'll head out. We'll meet Jason, who you've met in the previous video. Meet him at one of the turn-offs on the way out there at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll head out there, we'll launch the boats. We'll hang out in the harbour for the day. We'll wait for that 5 o'clock wind drop off, and the minute that wind drops off, we'll be out the front. It should be a really good day. So we'll be filming this over the next couple of days. And anything there, boy?
That's definitely covered it all.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
We'll see you guys tomorrow out in the water.